Hey, how's it going? My name is Lauren. Thank you so much for being here today. Today I have a bit of a book haul slash spring TBR for you. Creating a seasonal TBR really helps me out. I like to kind of pair what is going on outside with what is going on in these books. So for me, for spring, it's elements of nature coming back to life, trees, plants, the weather, the sun, everything just making me feel alive again. So that is kind of what I have brought into this TBR, and I'm really excited to share with you some of the books on here. The trash people are getting our trash right now. Oh. Hoo hoo, the trash can almost tipped over. Thank you, bye. I'm sitting in my living room because it's kind of a dark, rainy, gloomy day outside, and I feel like this is probably the best lighting I'm gonna get, so here we are. I'm gonna share with you the books that I currently have with me or plan to read that are already out, and then I'm gonna be sharing with you some books that are new releases that I'm really excited for, and let's just get into it. I'm so excited. Where to start, where to start? I think I'll start with books that have been on my TBR for a little while, but I just haven't had a copy of. My friend Allie gave me a copy of this book, so thank you, Allie. And that is The House in the Cerulean Sea. I feel like just based on this cover alone that the vibes of spring are here. So I know a lot of people have probably already read this at this point because it's been out for quite some time. But I'm still really interested in reading it. Let's kind of go over what the synopsis is real quick together. A magical island, a dangerous task, a burning secret. Linus Baker is a by-the-book caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company, but his quiet life is about to change. Linus is summoned by extremely upper management and given a curious and highly classified assignment. Travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous, in fact, that they're likely to bring about the end of days. When Linus arrives at that strangest of islands, he is greeted by a series of mysterious figures, the most mysterious of which is Arthur Parnassus, the master of the orphanage. As Linus and Arthur grow closer, Linus discovers the master would do anything to keep the children safe, even if it means the world has to burn. Or worse, his secret comes to light. The House in the Cerulean Sea is an enchanting love story, masterfully told, about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realizing that family is yours. I have heard that this book is very focused on found family as well as a sapphic love story, and then it's set on an island. Like, sign me up. This may be more summer vibes than spring, but it's been staring at me and I'm really excited to get to it. All of these next books I have accumulated just recently. I bought all of these books. It's the first time I've bought books since I was pregnant, so aside from buying a couple at thrift stores. So let's get into some of these. Now, this one I have already read, and it was one of my favorite books from last year, but I was waiting for the paperback edition to come out because I'm a paperback girl, so I have it. I'm so excited. I finally have Memphis the paperback. I freaking love this book so much. This story, you're following a generation of women in Memphis, Tennessee, and kind of their stories interwoven with the story of the perspective of the daughter and how she's trying to create like a generational change in her family. There are some hard-hitting topics in here, so definitely check the trigger warnings if this is something that you want to pick up. It is so beautiful. There is so much just beautiful, stunning writing in here, a lot of good questions that are asked, a lot of moments between mothers and daughters and aunts and nieces. It's just, I love this book. I'll probably read it just because I'm so excited to just looking at it because I loved it so much last year. So this is one that I'm definitely going to be getting to spring or summer. It has to be done. I just love this book so much. Next, we have it's pretty famous at this point. It's talked about quite a bit on YouTube and all sorts of places, and that is Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. I'm so excited to give this book another chance. And by that I mean I had gotten the audiobook from my library for this book, and I listened to the first story and I really, really liked it, but I started the second story and I just thought to myself, this is not something that I can do a first read of with an audiobook. I need the physical copy. I need to be slowing myself down and giving this book all of my attention. Like, it's gonna be so powerful and just so intense. And that's a good thing for me. I really, really enjoyed the first story, and that's what it is. It's a collection of short stories revolving around the treatment of women. So I'm really, really excited to get to this. I love this cover. It's really, really beautiful. I have already read In the Dream House. That one I did consume with audio as well, and I had the same exact feeling. Like, she deserves to be read physically. So I'm gonna be reading this spring. I'm so excited. I can tell it's gonna add a little bit of darkness to my spring, but also a little bit of light, which I'm really, really excited for that contrast. So the next book I have here has been on my list for so long. I was trying to find it through my library. I was trying to find it via audiobook, just could not find this book anywhere. So I was just thinking, I'm gonna get it, but I wanna order books when I have a lot of books that I want to get all at once. So it's here, and I'm so excited. I finally have Upstream by Mary Oliver. Ooh, look at this cover. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, it's freaking stunning. It reminds me of scenes that I have visited personally in my own life, nature preserves I've gone to, and that's what it says. It's selected essays in nature. Like, okay, take my money. Take my money. Let me read to you a little bit of the back so then you can maybe grasp just how excited this makes me feel. I had to go out into the world and see it and hear it and react to it before I knew at all who I was, what I wanted to be. So begins Upstream, a collection of essays in which revered poet Mary Oliver reflects on her willingness to lose herself within the beauty and mysteries of the natural world and the world of literature, emphasizing the significance of her childhood friend, Walt Whitman, who inspired her to vanish into the world of her own writing. Oliver meditates on the forces that allow her to create a life for herself out of work and love. Throughout this collection, Oliver positions not just herself upstream, but us as well, as she encourages us all to keep moving, to lose ourselves in the awe of the unknown, and to give power and time to the creative and whimsical urges that live within us. I think this is going to be my new best friend. I'm so excited. This is definitely, I might even reread this in summer, honestly, because reading on my back porch is one of my favorite things ever. So this is what I'm going to be reading this spring, and I am so, so pumped for it. This book is actually going to be a buddy read with me and my friend Allie. I'm so excited. Her and I have been friends for, oh my gosh, how long has it been now? Oh my god, has it been 14 years? Allie, please confirm. Have we been friends for 14 years now? Oh my god. Yay us! Amazing! Anyways, so this is gonna be our first buddy read ever, and I'm so excited. In the wintertime, I did a reread of one of my favorite books of all time, and that is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. And I just, like, I couldn't get enough of it. I tabbed it excessively. So yeah, I just couldn't get enough of the book. I was just looking at other people's reviews of it, just trying to really immerse myself in A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. It's my favorite book of all time. So I was looking for more books like that, and there were a couple of recommendations for My Brilliant Friend, and I didn't even look at the synopsis. I was like, okay, say less, let's read it. So let's look at the synopsis together if it's in here. Okay, let's do this. Are you ready? Okay. From one of Italy's most acclaimed authors comes this ravishing and generous-hearted novel about a friendship that lasts a lifetime. A friendship that lasts a lifetime? Ellie! Ooh! The story of Elena and Lila begins in the 1950s in a poor but vibrant neighborhood on the outskirts of Naples. Growing up on these tough streets, the two girls learn to rely on each other ahead of anyone or anything else, as their friendship, beautifully and meticulously rendered, becomes a not always perfect shelter from hardship. Ferrante has created a memorable portrait of two women, but My Brilliant Friend is also the story of a nation. Through the lives of Elena and Lila, Ferrante gives her readers the story of a neighborhood, a city, and a country undergoing momentous change. I can see now why people would recommend this to me, or to anyone who is a fan of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, because it sounds like Francie, but Francie has a friend that she is going through all this stuff with, which... Ooh, I'm so excited to read this now. I'm gonna reach out to Allie and say, hey, do you want to start this buddy read like now? Because I'm so excited to read this, and I know that it is part of a series. I think there's 4 books total in the series, so if I end up liking it, it's gonna be a series on my shelf for sure. And I also see this one doesn't have it on the outside cover, which, thank God. I hate those stupid stickers on covers that are just like, this is now a show. Like, that's great, but you don't have to tell that to me on this book. Like, you're ruining it. But it does say on the inside cover that it is a TV show on HBO Max, so if I read the whole book series, then and only then will I be watching the show. But so excited to get to this. This book, I cannot wait for a soft cover edition to come out of this. I just can't. First of all, the cover for this hardcover is just, from the moment I saw it, I was like, I want that. I want that. So, we spread by Ian. I am so excited for this one. I know that this was so many people's favorite book from last year, so I'm really excited to get into this one. Let's read the synopsis together. Penny, an artist, has lived in the same apartment for decades, surrounded by the artifacts and keepsakes of her long life. She is resigned to the mundane rituals of old age until things start to slip. Before her longtime partner passed away years earlier, provisions were made, unbeknownst to her, for a room in a unique long-term care residence where Penny finds herself after one too many incidents. Initially, surrounded by peers, conversing, eating, sleeping, and looking out at the beautiful woods around the house, all is well. She even begins to paint again. But as the days start to blur together, Penny, with a growing sense of unrest and distrust, starts to lose her grip on the passage of time and on her place in the world. Is she succumbing to the subtly destructive effects of aging, or is she an unknowing participant in something more unsettling? At once compassionate and uncanny, and told in spare, hypnotic prose, Ian Reid's genre-defying third novel explores questions of conformity, art, productivity, relationships, relationships, and what ultimately it means to grow old. Tell me if there are other books like this that explore end of life, that explore these kind of topics, because I'm fascinated. I'm intrigued. I'm so excited to read this, as I have said before. So this is definitely on my spring TBR. Woo! Okay, so this is one of the last physical books that I have here, and I have literally heard nobody, not a single soul, talk about this book. And it is stunning. It is absolutely stunning. And it is called Nightfall in the Garden of Deep Time. Are you ready for this cover? Are you ready? She's stunning. Oh my god. Beautiful. Like, take me there. Take me there. So this book, I just kind of stumbled upon it looking at books on Amazon. So let me read you the synopsis of this one as well, because just the thought of it makes me so excited. It's giving Alice in Wonderland vibes mixed with something else, maybe like Secret Garden kind of vibes. Here, let me read this for you. You're invited to a timeless party in a secret garden. Expect to come back transformed. Kelsey Willoughby doesn't have time to pursue her writing dreams. Imagination doesn't pay the bills, and she's busy saving her beautiful bookshop from online competition, hotel developers, and the sneaking suspicion that nobody reads anymore. Not to mention all of those voices telling her she doesn't have talent. But then, the vacant lot of weeds next door starts to shimmer. When Kelsey stumbles into a luminous nighttime garden party, larger than the vacant lot that holds it and filled with enigmatic guests, she suspects they hold the key to saving the bookshop and perhaps even to her own mysterious origins. But answers aren't forthcoming, not until Kelsey is willing to confront her past, step into her potential, and push deeper into the unknown edges of the garden, where an unexpected journey takes her into a world of dangerous revelation. When I was reading some of the reviews for this book, everyone was saying in the comments that this is a great book for people who love art, who are artists at their heart and core, but are almost afraid of that. And that is me. So I'm really excited to get into this one. I love the idea of a secret garden. I just love a lot of the concepts in here. I think it's going to be so much fun, and it's probably going to make me cry because, I mean, I love a book about self-discovery, and this is definitely that. I can tell, so I probably will get emotional. Just so pumped for this one. Okay, so one of the last books that I do not have a physical copy of because I wasn't sure that I was going to even enjoy this book, Braiding Sweetgrass. And this one has been on my TBR for quite a while. I actually have already started reading this, and I am enjoying it. Some of the language is really beautiful, but it's not something that you can, at least for me, it's not something that I can sit down and just binge listen to, because I'm listening to the audiobook when I'm at work. But some of the things that she is discussing about nature and how it is a gift and we just don't see it that way, it's really hitting me hard in the core, and I really am looking forward to finishing that book and just seeing all of the words of wisdom that it has to offer. I think it's going to be life-changing for me and get me thinking more about the world that we live in and our planet, our Mother Earth, and the ways that I can be more conscious of that and really try to take care of what is so beautiful all around us. Okay, so now that we've gone through some of the books that I've recently purchased and I'm super pumped to get into, let's talk about some new releases, baby. Ooh, who doesn't love a new book release? it's gonna be fabulous. So I had mentioned in my very first video that I ever posted that I want to start trying to read fantasy this year. And this book came into my knowledge from pure curiosity. I did not know about it. I had never heard of it. I don't know how it appeared in my recommended books on Amazon, but it did. That book is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Listen, I know that this was a Kickstarter project and that I am way, way behind the game. But first of all, I saw the cover of this book. I will pop it up, boop, right there. Dude, the cover alone, you got me. And then I read the synopsis, and it sounds like the perfect starter fantasy for me because it's not an epic fantasy. It's from a very, very beloved fantasy writer, Brandon Sanderson. I think this is going to be great for me. I will be buying it when it comes out. So let me read you the synopsis of this one just in case you've never heard of it, because it sounds amazing. I'm so excited. The only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with the simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly midnight sea. Amid the spore oceans where pirates abound, can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place, sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death? Okay, so let's recap here. She collects cups. Okay, adorable. She's in love with this boy. So it's a love story, and she becomes a pirate to go and be like, hey, I love you? Okay. 3, the sea is the creature that is attacking her? Like, oh my god, this book is gonna be epic. I'm so excited to read this. I'm just bummed that I didn't get like the Kickstarter edition of it, because I've seen it and it's stunning. I'm so excited to read this. I know that I can read the Kindle edition of this, but it won't be the same. So I will wait for the hardcover edition. I'm excited. I can barely contain myself. It's gonna be such a fun time, and I love when authors explain the stories that they have written, and just knowing that this was never meant to be what it is now. It was a story that he wrote for his wife, and she's like, no, you publish this thing. And then the people were like, no, you publish this thing. Like, okay, it's gonna be great. Let me look at my little notebook here to see when it comes out, because I have my Spring TBR written down in here. So this one comes out April 4th. Ooh, I don't even have that long to wait. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. And that is definitely on my TBR. This book is already out, and again, I know it's already out, but I'm waiting for the paperback edition, which comes out March 28th. So I think I have a week left to wait for it. And that is Crying in H Mart. I have been wanting to read this book for so long, but I was waiting because I know it is sad and has made so many people cry. I am just waiting because I was not in the right mental space to read it. And I also didn't want to read the audiobook, which was the only thing available to me. I want the physical copy. I want to be immersed in those food descriptions, the emotion, like all of it. I just want to be immersed, truly immersed in it. So the 28th, that's when it comes out. That's when I will be buying it. I'm so excited to finally be reading that book. Probably the day that it comes in the mail, I will be reading it and just soaking it all in. So you guys know, if you watched my last video, that I recently just finished Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I just I lost it over that book. It was so much fun. It was so sexy, and I just loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So, and I had mentioned in that video that one of my favorite characters from that book is getting her own book, and I looked it up. Guess when it's coming out? Guess when it's coming out? April 11th. It comes out April 11th. I'm so excited. Let me find the description for this one, because if you loved the first one, I highly recommend checking this one out, because it's got different tropes. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Dr. Brianna Ortiz's, I'll just call her Dr. Brianna. Okay, Dr. Brianna's life is seriously flatlining. Her divorce is just about finalized. Her brother's running out of time to find a kidney donor. Oh my god, break my heart and soul. And that promotion she wants, oh, that's probably going to the new man doctor who's already registering 8 friggin' 7 on Brianna's pain in the ass scale. But when all systems are set to hate, Dr. Jacob Maddox completely flips the game by sending Brianna a letter. And it's a really good letter. Like the kind that proves that Jacob isn't actually Satan. Worse, he might be this fantastically funny and subversively likable guy who's terrible at first impressions. Because suddenly, he and Bree are exchanging letters, sharing lunch dates in her sob closet, and discussing the merits of freakishly tiny horses. But when Jacob decides to give Brianna the best gift imaginable, a kidney for her brother, she wonders just how she can resist this quietly sexy new doctor, especially when he calls in a favor she can't refuse. Like, bitch, oh my god. It's gonna be just as amazing as the first one. I'm so excited. You're pulling on the heartstrings with the whole needing a kidney, he gives the kidney. That's right in the synopsis. It's not a spoiler. Okay, you have me there. But then, writing love letters to each other, or writing letters back and forth to each, like, you have me. Take my money. Take it. Okay, and then the last book that I have to talk about that is definitely on my Spring TBR, I'm pulling it up as we speak, is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I have to read every Emily Henry book that comes out, because while I may not like all of the books 100%, like they're not necessarily my favorite books ever. I think my favorite one is Beach Read. Controversial opinion, maybe, but that is definitely one of my favorite Emily Henry books. But I love her writing. I love the dialogue. I pretty much always get the audiobook, which is narrated by Julia Whalen, which is just, it's a great experience. And sometimes that's what you need. You just need a good reading experience. So I will be picking it up, and I'm so excited. This one comes out April 25th. So April's going to be a great month, you know. We have 3 new releases on my TBR that I will be reading, so it's really, really exciting. I mean, if you've seen the cover, it's very, very summer vibes, but like I said, the second it comes out, you think I'm going to wait until summer? Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Harriet and Wynne have been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls. Except now, for reasons they're still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago and still haven't told their best friends, which is how they find themselves sharing a bedroom at the main cottage that has been their friend group's yearly getaway for the last decade. their annual respite from the world, where for one vibrant, blissful week they leave behind their daily lives, have copious amounts of cheese, wine, and seafood, and soak up the salty coastal air with the people who understand them most. Only this year, Harriet and Win are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other, because the cottage is for sale and this is the last week they'll all have together in this place. They can't stand to break their friends' hearts, and so they'll play their parts. Harriet will be the driven, surgical resident who never starts a fight, and Win will be the laid-back charmer who never lets the cracks show. It's a flawless plan if you look at it from a great distance and through a pair of sunscreen smeared sunglasses. After years of being in love, how hard can it be to fake it for 1 week in front of those who know you best? In front of those who know you best, like you're done for. Anyways, I'm really excited to read that one. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Beach Read. It's got some similar elements to, quite frankly, all of Emily Henry's books, but they're usually a good time, and that you're at least in for some good writing, you know, if you're picking up an Emily Henry book. So, hey. These little ribbons on this drive my cats crazy. And you gotta watch out, because they will get you. They will get you. But anyways, that's a wrap on my spring TBR, and I'm really excited. I'm so excited to be moving into spring. By the time this is posted, it should be the first day of spring, which is March 20th, or it might be the day before or the day after. We shall see. I apologize for not being here very often, but my life is very hectic right now. My son is a year and a half, and I work full time, and work has been putting me through it, let me tell you. It's been a lot. There's a lot of changes going on. They're closing offices. They got rid of remote work for us, which I took really, really hard. Now they're switching things around, so I work 4 10-hour shifts, which does give me 3 days off. But it's just like never-ending change. It's stressful. My chronic pain has been getting a little bit out of control again, and I don't have any answers for some new tests that I've had done. So hopefully some of these books just kind of bring me back in and make me feel like something new is coming, like, you know, the better parts are coming. Let me know what is on your TBR for the spring months. What are you going to be getting into? Are there any new releases that you're really, really excited about? Are you doing any buddy reads with your friends? Please leave comments below if you saw some of these books on my TBR and you thought, oh, this book would be perfect for her. Just leave those below. I'll do the same for you if you comment and things like that. Like, let's get a conversation going, because that is my whole goal with creating this channel, to get people talking about books, games, art, all kinds of things. That's it for today. I will be making a wrap-up video of all of the books that I read in winter. That is the next priority for me for this channel. That's it for today. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!